Hello, everyone. I am author and editor Jacqueline Clark Hodge. If you read any of my books before, you may know that I am a black female author from Flint, Michigan that writes about the flying wheels. I'm especially known for sharing my family's UFO sightings, but for those of you who don't know me, I want to share the story of how I became an author of my own book series. In 2014, 7 years before I wrote my first book, I was actually in college majoring in photonics, the study of photons and light technology. I was a dedicated all-A student, excelling in mathematics and writing. Unfortunately, I never completed college because I became ill, and I believe it was from the poison water during the Flint Water Crisis. About 100,000 people were affected by the toxic water. Many people eventually suffered with physical and mental health issues. I even knew people who lost their lives. In 2017, 3 years after the water crisis started, my mother, Rose X. Clark Morris, she decided to write a book. My mother was initially going to write about our mega UFO mother wheel encounter of 1984, but she chose to write the book Chronicle of the Seventh Son, Black Panther Mark Clark instead. It's about my family lineage and how my uncle Mark Clark, Mom's brother, was a civil rights activist and revolutionary in the 1960s. For those of you who don't know who Mark Clark is, he was the leader of the Peoria, Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. In 1969, he was assassinated by the U.S. government and killed by police officers, along with the deputy chairman of the Chicago, Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, Fred Hampton, Sr. I was the editor of Mom's book, but during that time, because of the toxic Flint water, I was very ill. After my 7-year stint of periodic stomach pains, rashes, body aches, breathing issues, weird burning sensation on my skin, forgetfulness, and mental meltdowns, in 2021, I eventually felt well enough to follow in my mother's footsteps and become an author of my own book. And my mother led the way for other family members to become authors as well. Initially, I started writing a book of poems relating to the Flint water crisis. My poetry book told how the water crisis affected me and my family, but it was too depressing. Writing it seemed to make me sicker. So I just focused on writing about my life before the water crisis happened, and it actually was beneficial for my health.